is TWiP. All right, folks, this TWiP Pro Founders Club photo critique session topic was windows as determined by Troy Miller. And we're going to dive in. I think there were 15 submissions in here, Troy, or 14, not including yours. Yep. So
yeah,
very cool. I think it should be interesting. You ready? You have anything to proclaim before I screen share?
No. No, I'm good. Hopefully I got all the chia seeds out of my teeth from my smoothie, so I'm good.
Yeah. Well, see, that's the other thing, you know, not to go off on a tangent too much, but like this whole, like the walking thing, I've been doing around 4 to 6-ish miles a day, you know, at a pretty good clip, about 15 minutes per mile. And
yep,
which is a fast, like 130 beat per minute EDM pace, right?
Yeah.
And but that's the first thing. I've been doing that for like 6 weeks straight now. So daily, not skipping a day, all good. But now it's diet. So the first thing was cardio. Now it's diet, and then the next thing will be strength training. So I'm adding all those things and layering them in so I don't scare myself away. So we'll see.
Yeah.
So
simple diet to start, and as you learn to educate, is just protein and water. Lots, more protein. So
yeah.
I actually found some low sodium beef jerky that I really like. And so on my walk, I eat that. It's like 40 grams of protein. Well,
Nice.
as you break down muscle, you need protein to rebuild that muscle. You need all kinds of other essentials, you know, like a multivitamin. But as you start, just remember protein and water. You can't get enough water.
And it's so funny how the body works. You know, all you medical personnel, Amy, et cetera, you guys understand this stuff, but it's, and I understand it too, book learning. But when you're on mile 3 and you're like, shit, what did I eat today? Because I feel like crap. I can't make it. So it's like, okay, I didn't eat anything this morning and I can't get to the 4 miles. Like my body is just like, no, go home, you know. And then other days, you know, I'm protein laden or whatever. And it's like, oh, you know I could go another 10 miles. It's totally cool. Yeah.
And I'll just add to that is that as you talk to people and they give you their advice, just be aware for the most part, that is what works for them, because everybody's engine runs differently.
Yeah.
I can get up and not eat for like 3-4 hours and I have tons and tons and tons of power and horsepower. I'm great. I'll crash later. But like Margie, if she doesn't have something to eat in the morning, she's done. Like she'll crash like within an hour.
Yeah.
So you got to learn the science about how to feed your body, but then at the same time, like what is your body? Like, what is it like? What does it need? When does it need water? When does it, you know?
Yeah, for sure. For sure. All right. This week in health. Let's switch to this week in photo. I'm going to go ahead and share this Chrome tab. Here we are.
And hello to all my friends. Hello to everybody.
Yes. All our peeps are in here watching. Yeah. So we'll go through these and then you guys know the drill. I'll open it up. Okay. Hard to resist a silhouette in a window. This is from a wedding from a few years ago at the Nikon library in Yorba Linda. Oh, look at that. Love the symmetry, man. This is really, really cool.
Thank you. Yeah.
I love that.
These windows were obviously very, very, very tall. And I just love this shot. It was great. It was crazy. It was insane day. That's Tracy. And they were just so wonderful to work with, and it was so much fun. And this is one of those type of shots. It was a very last minute shot. Like all the curtains were drawn, and I walked over, and I think Margie walked over and pulled the curtain open. I went, oh, you got to put a bride in there.
With that, I see a shot. I must have it. Look, right?
Yeah. So that's in shots like this. Take me like 2 minutes. I mean, literally, you've got to hustle. But yeah.
Did you like in this area up here, like a Stephen Sharp would have shot a second shot or burn that down a little bit? Was the overexposure of this background intentional, or was it just, you know, at the time it was just what I got? Whatever.
At the time, it's what I got. I underexposed the shot by a stop just so I could have a little bit of detail outside. So actually, I brought up the outside highlights to blow them out slightly
Mm-hmm.
because I wanted
Mm-hmm.
that blown out look with a tiny bit of detail outside. If you've been to your Belinda, if you've been to the museum, you'll know what that is outside, right? That's actually her ceremony area just outside that wall. So I wanted her to see that a little bit. But yeah, that's all single exposure. I don't do any multiple or HDR type exposures on wedding days. The cameras have so much latitude.
Yeah,
So
right, right. Hey, do you see the annotation control at the top of your screen?
um
Should be a little
weird
button that says
options.
annotate.
Oh, I do.
Yeah.
Oh, annotate,
So
stamp,
yeah, you
arrow.
can select any of those controls, and then when you want to go back to just nothing, just click the mouse button on the left.
So you can see my pointer now?
I can. It says Troy Miller.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. How do I clear that?
Just click the mouse pointer
Annotate, mouse pointer. Oh
on the
no, I have to hit
left.
clear. Clear all drawings. Oh,
Oh,
cool.
there you go. Oh, you stamped it. Oh, okay. Yeah.
I did. I did. Yeah. But
Yeah, I was
yeah.
using the arrow I use is just under spotlight. There's a little arrow in there, and I can just
Yeah.
like that.
You can see my arrow now floating around.
I can't.
Yeah, see, because you're in control. So I'm gonna have to stamp or draw.
Oh,
But that's
interesting.
okay. We can clear it. Yeah. This reflection down here is my favorite.
Yeah, that is nice. I like that.
Yeah, I love
Looks
the
like an
reflections.
upside. It looks like a flame. That's why it's your favorite.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Uh-oh,
Oh,
Craig.
great. Wait. There we go. Try it again, Craig. Try it again. How about
Yeah, now
that?
I can't annotate.
Oh crap! I can't just. Oh no! I can't selectively give annotation control. It's all or nothing.
That's all right. You do all the annotating.
Okay. See what you did, Craig? See, you ruined it for everyone.
You got us all in trouble.
All right. Very good. Cool shot, man.
Thank you.
And that was shot with your Olympus?
Yeah, no. My D5. I said that's actually when I had still have my D5.
Nice. All right. Next up is Mr. Groddart. He says, light and shadows, a still morning. Love the geometry of this.
Oh, I know. I know. That's the thing about like shadows is that it's sort of this repeating pattern, but in the negative.
Mm-hmm.
I have thousands and thousands of photos of shadows and patterns. I just love that. So
Mm-hmm.
for me, I really just sort of dig this whole thing.
Yep.
One of my favorite elements of this image is the face in
Yeah.
in the knobs and the little, the hook for the shutters. Like I see that as like this little tiny face, and it's a hook, and it's in the thirds, and it kind of draws you in and gives you something else for your eyes to land on.
Yeah, yeah, I like that too. I was gonna comment on that. I like it would have been a much different photo without this pattern interrupted in there,
Mm-hmm.
right? Yeah, that's very cool. That definitely makes it.
Yep. Yep. Exactly. Exactly. And if you were to crop out the shadow on the left, it wouldn't be the same. You need that
Mhm.
light, dark, light, dark, light, dark, and then that shadow over there is really wonderful.
What about this dark trough right here? Does that bother
I'm
you at
okay with
all?
no, no. I think it's all part of the story. It just gives us a sense of depth right there. So there's
Hmm.
nothing distracting in it. So I like it.
Yeah, yeah. It's a cool shot. It's a good illustration of you don't have to travel to, you know, Botswana or Paris in order to get a cool, interesting shot.
Right. Right.
All right, Mr. Greatert. Up next is Dr. Pronsky. He says, window Bud Olge Callan or Olge Callan, infrared black and white with A7 II, infrared 720 light through a window at this historic cabin in Smoky Mountains, light sepia tone added for effect.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that's
so
cool.
cool.
Nice
Yeah.
balance.
Yeah, exactly. I think the reflection on the floor just adds to it. But even if you're, I mean, not the reflection, but the sun landing on the floor, even if you were to crop it off, the window and the wall is still awesome. So I love the fact that the light falling on the floor was added in there, and that primary secondary subject in there is really nice.
Yeah, yeah, I like that a lot. Yeah, when I first saw this, I was like, does the kind of abyss on the left side bother me at all? And I don't think so. I think it adds the fact that the projection of the light down here is over in this area makes it 100% intentional that this is there. I kind of like it. It brings you in. It makes you wonder what else is in that room.
Right. There's a clown standing in the corner.
Totally. With a red balloon.
I think in an image like this, if you didn't have the darker shadows, then the light, from the window itself wouldn't play as well. You need that contrast, those opposing elements in this image, and I think that works really well. For me, I would play a lot with, and I kind of would have a mental struggle with, like, do I crush the blacks and push them down, or do I try to leave just a little bit of detail to see those in there?
Mm-hmm.
But I think that I don't think you can go wrong with it either way. So
yeah, fun shot. Windows. So far, so good. Lots of good selections. Speaking of good selections, Armando's up next. He says this photo was taken in Sao Paulo, first skyscraper. I'm guessing he's saying it was built in 1924 and reached 30 floors. It's called the Martinelli Building. In the last 5 floors was residence, and the photo was made there. Okay.
Yeah, very cool building. I
Yeah,
looked it
that's
up
crazy.
to see what the building looked like. Yeah, it's a very cool building.
Yeah.
I really love the story that's going on in this, and it really just sort of shows us how you can add a little element to an image and really just change the the drama in that thing. What's really killing me though is the lack of parallel lines, and I feel like this image was taken lower and slightly to the left of center for this window, because the way that you've got the right, we'll call it the right column or the right pillar leaning off to the right, you're kind of getting that sense that's distorted there. Yeah.
Let's see.
Yep,
It
those
looks to be
guys.
straight to me. What they're straight.
It's bent. Yeah. But if you, I mean, look at the we'll call it the wreaths or whatever those things are,
Yeah.
across the top, they have different distances.
Oh, right. Yeah. And then also that. Yeah.
It's bent. It's like there was correction tried to be made inside the image and it didn't quite work. So the lack of that is really disturbing, only because it doesn't look intentional, right? I think that if you wanted to make something a little creepy, then distort it everywhere, right? Like bend the lines this way, bend the lines that way, to give it that sort of asylum sense.
Yeah. No, for sure. Yeah. I did. My brain kind of registered that a little bit, but I didn't take into account what you're talking about, for sure. I would think I was more focused on this person in here, right there.
Yeah, I love that. I mean, that's amazing, but all those other things are part of the image as well. So let's use them to tell the story. Make converging lines out of those pillars to bring you down into your subject in the window. The relief that's above the window, you could burn that down like the other ones next to it.
Oh, yeah, this one here. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think I would have put an Alfred Hitchcock silhouette in that window.
I like this. I like what's there. I think it's great.
Yeah, it's really
I think
cool.
it's awesome.
It's a cool shot. Yeah, pay attention to those parallel lines, though, right?
Yeah, but that element in the window sells the image, really. I mean, that's the whole image right there.
And it could have been in either one of them. Like if he could have put it on the left or the right. I'm guessing he lit that. Like all the lighting and the silhouette are artificial, I'm guessing. Which means he could have put it on the right as well if he wanted to, or the left.
No.
Yeah, but I don't know. I like the symmetry of it because it is obviously balanced. But yeah, like you were saying, those lines, yeah, they pull you out of it a little bit, especially this one. Now that I look at it, right there, right.
Right. Yeah. It just feels bent. It feels, distorted unintentionally. So
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. Cool. All right, Armando. Thank you, sir. Coming up next is Craig Colvin, our timekeeper and chief unauthorized annotator. He said his Salvador Dali was an architect. All right, let's take a look.
yeah. This is just really wonderful. And I think that what's important about this image to me is the use of light and shape. If this was flat lit, and I don't know if Craig, I don't know if he burned this in and, to bring in us into the window area. But without the shadows and the highlights, this would just be flat and it would be boring.
Mm-hmm.
So it's so wonderful that we have that light and shadow to give us a sense of depth and shape within this. And that's with all images, but this just really highlights it really well.
Yeah, and this one pulls you into it because my brain is thinking, was this architecture? Was it like this, or was this distorted? I'm guessing it's architecture, and it was created like this, but it definitely pulls you in. And if you didn't know that this was a window, your brain would be kind of stuck in a little, curiosity eddy about what's happening here. You're right.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's great. I mean, there's so many, elements of this image that help us understand shape and light and form, and it all works. Even the color palette, being slightly, cool in the windows and warm on the concrete or the surface itself. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's really nice. Yeah, it's really nice. I really love this a lot. This is really great.
Yeah. Or Craig Colvin. Look at you. All
Yeah,
right. Next up is
it's got kind of
Ernest.
that had kind of that female form to it, which Craig does, right?
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah. He can't get away from that. All right. Next up is Ernest. He says, eyes are the window to life. Some have more stress and we cannot see out of others. So, yeah, that's very true. Yeah. You know what I think of when I see a shot like this?
What's that?
Top Gun. A tower per requesting a flyby.
Permission
Denied.
flyby.
Denied, Maverick. Denied.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a really great shot. I mean, I love the colors, the color combination, right? You got the red plains, and you got that blue sky with that blue tinged tower.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's really good. I'm holding my hand up. I'm doing the same thing. What do you think about all that extra space to the right? It feels like it's a bit too much.
Yeah, I was thinking that, but I was also thinking, like, what if you cropped it? Like, do I really need to see all that detail of the tower to know it's a tower? Right. So I get that we want some place for the planes to go. So I was thinking, like, what if you cropped it more like this, even? All right.
I
So
think
then
taking off.
you lose all those pixels at the bottom. You don't really need those. And then now you kind of have some place for the planes to go, and it makes sense where they're going. And you have the tower. And I was looking at the tower and I'm thinking, we're talking about horizontal, right? So I'm like, is this tower actually? And it looks like it is. It's not.
No.
Is it bent?
It's tilted a little bit.
Yeah, just a little. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's tilted a little to the left, right?
Yeah, yeah. You could take off half of that negative space on the right because we really don't need that. Um, Having that much space takes our attention away from the tower, which then makes the photo of the planes and where they're going. If you crop off half of that sky to the right, the way that you had it, then it brings our focus back in on the tower and the planes, and I think that's really where this story is strong.
Mm-hmm. And I also like this guy in the tower there too. I want to see him more. Right. I really want to see, I want him to be more of the story. So to bring him into the story, you're looking at something more like that.
Right.
Yeah. Cool
Yep.
shot. Yeah, because the rest of that tower is just like, okay, it's not really doing anything for us. We it sells it. The very little of that tower is needed to sell that it's a tower.
Right. Right. Just the top, just the window with the antennas, you know, kind of give us a lot of sense of what that is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Cool shot
Cool
though.
shot. Yep. All right. If I can get out of this. There we go. My computer. So, guys, inside baseball, my MacBook Pro decided to, or not my MacBook Pro, my Mac Mini decided to take a dump today. So I am streaming this critique using my MacBook Pro, which is huffing and puffing to keep up with the screen share and recording. It's literally huffing and puffing. My processor is throttled up to 50% right now, which means my video is delayed and all kinds of crazy stuff's going on. So that's what's happening on a Monday here in California.
Yay.
All right. Next up is Amy Brooks. She says close up of One Wall Center in Vancouver, British Columbia, taken December 2019 before the lockdown. And I'm going to stop my video. There we go. All right. Maybe that'll give some relief to my processor if it doesn't have to work on my little thumbnail video.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Let's bring this up.
This is really cool.
Hello. There we go.
There it is. Yep. Yeah, this is really, really cool. I love the color and the, you know, the color play in here, and you've got all those squares and triangles, and then you've got the reflection of that tall square tower, you know, to the left, and the warm tones. It's very, very abstract. I really love that a lot.
Yeah. That's fun.
I would probably crop off the sky on the left. I don't think we need that.
This little sliver over here, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I think that just building, right? Just fill the frame with the building. Yeah, that negative sky over there, it doesn't add anything. It doesn't give us a sense of, I mean, I don't see it as giving us a sense of anything, right? Everything is in that building.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, and there's a bunch of different shots in there too, because you could go like that or like this, you know, just show that, the distortion of that, show all of this. Yeah. That's cool. Yep, exactly. I like that. I like that. Just to make you think of what is that? Oh, it's a reflection. there's a you know, in any urban center, there's lots of reflective buildings, but in Chicago, there's a ton. There's like one street where you, like, Troy, you could just walk down that street and spend the entire day and maybe part of the night just shooting the reflections and different things. Is just, the light is so crazy.
Yeah, it's like in Vegas when we were going to WPPI, we'd go walk and I'd shoot infrared of the buildings during the day, and it's just sort of close up, sort of macro of the building, right? Like looking, you just the reflections, deep into the reflections, you get all these really crazy abstract patterns, which is kind of what I see here, but with the color. And I do like the color on this. I think I do
too. Yeah, it's got that warm golden hour color going on.
Yep. Yeah, it's a great capture. Those are the kind of things that, you know, photographers have a hard time ignoring.
Yeah, exactly. We're late for dinner. Wait, just 1 minute.
Wait, no, yeah, dinner can wait.
Exactly. The light is not gonna wait. Dinner can wait.
Yeah,
love it. Very cool. All right, next up, Craig Stamfley, looking out. Loading up.
It's a great
looking out. Here we go.
Light. Yeah, window light is amazing. I think a lot of people look at window light and think that it's lazy light or it's easy light, and it's not. And to get window light just right, and to really be able to, you know, utilize the window and the angle and the backgrounds and the light coming in on her face, like this is really wonderful. And I love that shallow depth of field. I really do. I can see in her left eye where I think I'm gonna call Craig out on trying to bring up some brightness into her eye, and it created some bizarre artifacts in her left eye. Let it go dark. It's okay. You don't need that left eye the whole left side of her face can go dark. It's fine.
Oops.
because the broad light, the light facing the camera, is really the side of the face that's the most important, and it's sharp.
What is happening? Zoom is asking me all kinds of weird questions right now.
I'll let Joshua in.
Thank you. Accessibility. Okay. Yeah, what I was trying to illustrate, I was trying to point out the eye. Yeah. That's that. You know what? It's interesting with like Luminar AI and those kinds of technologies that are giving us more and more power to enhance eyes. The reaction is to do it, right? And sometimes overdo it just a tick to bring those eyes out, because eyes are beautiful, to bring them out, and then you run the risk of stepping over the line just a little bit and stepping into the uncanny valley of the light. So.
Right. And in a shot like this, I mean, this is essentially either Rembrandt or more of like a broad light, because the light is really on the mask of her face, closest to us. Yeah. Bringing up the short light, the light that's on the far side, her left eye, it doesn't make any sense. That's not where the focus is. So let that light fall off, let the eye go dark, brings us into the eye that's in focus and draws us into the frame even more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. My only other suggestion for this image would be to burn down the right half of the window.
Over here? Yeah.
Yeah.
So that attention is, because brightest area, right? So to bring more attention into her. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But not much. Yeah, it doesn't have to be much.
Nice work. I wonder what she's thinking about. What is she looking at? I think she's waiting for Amazon to show up with her package.
No, this is probably a model, right? Like, it's one of Craig's models, and she's like, "Will he ever be done with me? I want to eat."
Just one more shot. Just teasing. One more shot. Yeah, very cool.
Yeah, I love it. Great shot. Great use of the window light.
And similar window light on a pretty woman here, looking in while looking out for the Windows critique, made while doing a session with model Asia Abendroth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's another great use of the window. I always struggle with these type of shots. I have this opportunity a lot, in weddings, and I don't like seeing outside. And I think that, if you want to be creative with the reflection and stuff, and I get that, but the model sacrifice is being sort of removed from the image a little bit, right? Like the attention on her. So if you were to step closer to the window, just use that beautiful window light with a slight bit of her reflection, I think that it'd make it a lot stronger image.
So you're saying like crop in, oops, sorry about that. So crop in closer on her like this, like right in there. I don't know why my annotations decided not to work. Here we go. So like this.
I mean, in this particular image, I would even.
Or you're saying reposition yourself, right? Reposition when you're shooting, not in post.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The reflection in here isn't strong enough to be the subject because of the building and the other window. You've got that horizontal bar in the window outside. You've got the brick on the corner. Everything is equally sharp. The reflection is kind of cool, but because the way the image is cropped, you're really giving the reflection more attention than you are your actual subject, your model, or your client, or whatever. So if you're gonna do a reflection, you've got to make sure that it's got a super clean background, super clean outside, things like that.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah.
And you could do this like with artificial light. If you could go outside and set up a strobe, you could light through the window, a little bit of light on the inside, create that reflection, but underexpose the outside light. And then you wouldn't see the bricks and you wouldn't see all of that.
Okay. Have you done that before? I've never done that. I've seen photographers do that where they simulate the sun from outside with strobe, so they have complete control over everything. You've done that?
Oh yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. I mean, I love the pose. The model's beautiful. The lighting coming on her face is fantastic. The use of the window is really great. I think that in this situation, the reflection, the impact of the reflection is being lost because of the busyness outside the window.
Yeah. Yeah. Very cool. Yeah. Nice shot though. I love it.
Yeah, yeah, it's really nice.
All right. Next up,
They're just all
Michael
great.
Ryno. Michael Ryno says my entry for theme windows is this photo of an office building in the nearby Denver Tech Center.
Yeah, this is so cool.
Yeah. Yep. You can see the attention to detail. First place my eye goes is to the edges to see if, I mean, I guess everyone's does, right? To see if the grid is actually a grid.
Yeah, and what I love, what I really love about this is every window is unique. And
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
yeah, because the way that you're viewing into the window or the opening, right? It's slightly different. So each one has a little bit different perspective. So I love how you can just look around this, and every window just has a sort of a little different story for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This reminds me kind of like of Armando's shot where he did the pattern interrupted thing. It had 3 windows with a silhouette in one of the windows. I wonder if something similar could have been done here. I mean, obviously this is not a manipulated shot other than making it black and white, but if one of these windows had something in it to interrupt the pattern,
that would be ideal. And I would say, you know, you could just add a bird, you know, a pigeon sitting in one window. That would be it. Just the tiniest little thing that you don't even see, or like a can of soda or something, right? Just
a clown with a red balloon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I dig it though. This is cool. Like, nice geometry. I love it.
And I also feel like there's been some dodging and burning done on this. Like there's a vignette to bring us into, say, the right thirds of the image. And that's a good thing, right? Because you don't want the tone in this image to be exactly the same all the way across. You still need to draw us into,
like
see,
here?
like, you know, right where it's at, right? Like,
yeah. Yep.
Isn't it funny? Like that's how your eye lands on this image, you know?
Yeah, it's very subtle. And that's where the pattern interrupted clown with the red balloon would go, somewhere in here.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. Dig it. Very cool.
I was trying to close your window. I'm like, why
would
you close?
I'm trying to close my window. Mighty is not letting me. Something's going on here.
On your screen share.
It's not letting me. Can I go back? Here we go. Let's go back in. Oh yeah. So Craig was saying Jim Peters posted one right as we started. So let's go ahead and knock this one out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. From a glass blowing store in Lofoten Island, Norway. Perhaps too late, but I thought I'd post anyway. Never too late.
Nice.
All right.
Nice. I've always wanted to try glass blowing. I've just never done that.
Yeah, it seems like that'd be something right up your alley. Fire, and it's like pottery type related, you know? Can't you mix glass and clay together and do something really cool?
Well, yeah, technically it is kind of a glass, but the equipment is quite specific. So
no. So what do you think of this shot?
I'm really struggling with the lower half of the image.
Because cut off down here a little bit.
Yeah, because it's cut off, and you know, to me, really, the story is that top left frame.
Yeah,
and that's the image right there. But because we don't have it on straight on, I think that, you know, some horizontal crop with a little bit of burning in the right hand side to bring our focus into that element.
Yeah.
So just literally a nice little crop. Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah, because then we have a trough up here as well, right? So this area right here, this little abyss. So that's a little
Yeah.
distracting up there. And then we have our cutoff guys down here. And then there's this is noisy, right? Because like what's this thing right there? So yeah,
Right.
simplicity says make this the shot right here.
Yep. Yep.
Yep,
Yep.
I
And
agree.
I mean, I'm gonna say that in Photoshop you could correct those perspectives. There's
Oh yeah,
nothing in there. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
easily. Yeah, totally.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's assuming he has a resolution though, right? So if you have the resolution to crop like that.
If you don't, just make it black and white and add green. It'll be fine.
There you go. I love that's sage advice from a 30-year professional right there.
Yeah. Yeah. If you don't have the resolution, make it black, white, and add green. Everybody thinks it's artistic. Ooh.
I meant to do that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I love it. All right, let me go ahead and sort these by date created again. All right.
Yeah, I think the next one up is Nora's.
We did that one. We did that one.
Yeah, and they're talking about the blown. It's called Blown Away, which is a Netflix original about glass blowing competition.
Yeah,
it's great. It is,
is
so. It is actually really, really great. I binge watched the entire series. I thought it was really cool, just from the creative standpoint of how they think about the flow of light and color and shape and form. Yeah, it's really cool. And then just to see them working with glass and kilns and things on fire, and yeah, I loved it.
All right, I'll have to put that on my list. I have a Notion list of things to watch.
All of them. From all the things.
Yeah, all the things. Nora's.
You cut out for a second. Do you have audio? Do we have audio from Frederick? Uh-oh. We lost Frederick's audio. Uh-oh. Come back to us, Frederick. Yeah, video. Very slow, very frozen video. There you go. Nope, no audio. Well, I don't know what to say. Well, I was gonna say I could share it, but oh, you want me to share the screen? Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. Oh, okay. I don't know that I've never had that responsibility before, so we'll see if I can do it. There we go. All right, perfect. I can't hear you though, so I don't want to talk over you or anything. So okay, so I'll just keep going. Right? Is that what you want? Okay. My plan is working. I've been able to take it. It's a coup. I've been able to take over. All right. So this is Nora's image, and Nora, I gotta say, I love this. I love the colors and the patterns and the shapes and stuff that are going on in here. For me, I really feel like the right half of this image that doesn't really have any light to the right side of, I guess I can do, well, I don't want to mess with anything. I was going to put my pointer in there, but to the right-hand side where that window is darkened and that edge of that frame, I would probably crop it right there. So you have that distressed window, the tattered blinds or whatever's in there, and then the light striations coming in to the left. I really love that part of it. I just think pretty much like the right portion of that doesn't need to be there. But good job on cat got your tongue. But good job on like keeping those lines vertical. And I just love the atmosphere in this image. So hopefully you've got more to this one. I'm gonna do kind of a series with that. And this would look really good in black and white as well. Although I do love the colors. I'm not saying it needs to be black and white, but I think that it would work well in black and white. Sort of there's like that urban decay, which I just love. I just love the urban decay look so much. I don't know why. All right. And here we go. Oh, I see all the panic texts coming through from Frederick now on my phone. Okay, I got it. I see it now. Thanks, buddy. So this is Stephen Scharf, and in very Stephen fashion, all the lines and the crops intention and the highlight detail and the shadow detail is really fantastic. I don't really feel I kind of want to play with the crop a little bit, but I don't really think it needs to be cropped. My only distraction is that lower left corner, just that deep dark hole that we have in that lower left-hand corner. I don't know that's really adding anything, but it does play into the shadows on the left. So I really can't tell you how to improve this, Stephen. Maybe take that little tiny plate out of the ceiling. There you go. Just get rid of that little thing. But I'm searching for something. So I love that a lot. Dramatic Diagonals. That's a really good title. All right. We have Raphael, Timber Geek. I don't think he's in the chat. What did he say? He said installing Windows. That would be fun. It's a fun shot, right? It's a documentary type of shot. We wouldn't know that this was necessarily for the Windows category because we don't know that you're installing Windows. You could be preparing stucco or putting the roof on. But I do love these kind of shots because they sort of put a pin in time in the timeline, and you can always look back and see things. So I really like that. So it's a lot of fun. Like when I was building, I like to build stuff. So when I was building my house and all that, I remember looking back at all those photos. And then we have Peter Levshin, Sony A7R, 2 infrared, 12 millimeter, high up in the Alps, bullshit, in very deep snow. Yeah, I don't think so. I know where this was taken, but I won't tell. But, or do I? Oh, maybe. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I know where this was. More of that urban decay. Maybe that should have been a topic that we would have had. Has that border with that weighted chin that I like so much, and Frederick can't give me a hard time about it. So, but good job on this one, Peter. I love the framing, and the fact that we can see out the window and see some sort of life out there is really nice. I think that's yes, I still can. I can type. Okay, true enough. The crack in the window is really one of my favorite elements. That crack just gives us a sense of really distress and age and the brokenness of it. I just really like that. This is something that I could spend a lot of time in doing details. And that chair, it's just all shredded. So, but we've all driven somewhere, and we can look out that window and we know that that's the world out there. All right, Peter, pop out of there. What do we got? One more? I think we have one more. By Lamb. Here we go, Lamb. Does Lamb say what this is? Reflection. Nope, just says it took several shots. Kuala Lumpur.
Can you hear me now?
Oops. I can hear you now.
Oh. I think that might have
been. There you are.
That might have been my my Black Magic, because I haven't updated it on the MacBook Pro, which I'm using right now. So, so who knows?
Well, good. We're just about ready to pick our winner. So.
with my sucky audio.
It's not terrible. It's definitely not the sexy Frederick voice that we're used to, though. But I love this image, and I love the circular frame, and then within the circular frame we have a square frame. So it's an image within an image, and this is probably one of my favorite images that I think Lamb has posted in a long time. I love it. And I know there were some comments about removing these black lines. I think those are like part of the bezel of whatever this is. So I don't disagree, though, that they're a bit distracting. But then again, it depends on what it is that you're photographing. So what do you think, Frederick? I mean, I know we can hear you now.
Yeah. I put this squarely in abstract, and I kind of like it. Right. I like the square crop. I like the fact that this it's got a naturally strong vignette on it. So when you look at it through the quote lens of being abstract, then all rules change. So my brain is trying to figure it out, like what's going on in here. What is this? Clearly, it's a window because of the topic. But I don't know. This one has me a little puzzled because I want to go outside and see what's out there, because you give me a little sliver of what's out there. And I'm teased, but then I'm also teased about what am I looking through? Like, what is, so as an abstract, it's doing its job and making me marinate in the image and figure it out. But
right. I love it. Yeah, this is certainly one of my favorite. These are the kind of images that I could see in a series, of like abstract windows or abstract art, where you just stare at this, and as I look, I go, oh, I see a building in there. Like the third layer is a building with balconies, and they're kind of on an angle. So yeah, I like a lot. There's a lot to like about that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
So I think that is everything that's in here, and I didn't see anything in the regular forum.
No, I checked in there. There's nothing in there.
Okay.
So let's see what your favorite is. My favorite was Armando's before you brought up your anal retentive parallel line thing.
This is really tough, because I normally have one or two that I'm really, really, really strong on. Mm-hmm. I'm really torn between Nora's and Michael Ryno's, but Michael's is really one of my favorite.
I'll leave it to you, since I don't have video anyway, so my voice doesn't mean anything.
What do you think? Which one do you like?
I like that one too. I like them. I like a lot of them. Michael Ryno's, I like that one a lot. I like the grid. I think it would have been I think that's my favorite, but it would have been much easier as a favorite if there was something in there interrupting the pattern.
Right. I think what I like about this so much is that it's obvious that it's windows, but the subtlety and the depth of the perspective of each window is slightly different. So we've got, what is that? 4, 8, 9, like 36 different windows in there, and each one are unique and different. I just really love that.
Yeah. Amy Brooks says a cat in one of those windows would have made it. Yep. Telling you. It's a little cat hanging off the ledge there with his paw. Yeah. That would have been perfect.
Yeah.
Well, any of these photos could use a cat. I'm just saying.
Yeah, for sure.
Even yours with the wedding, right? Like a cat on that dress, it would have been perfect.
A cat just laying right here, like all indignantly.
Yeah, right there.
Like we're in the way.
Yeah, exactly. What are you doing in my sunbeam?
Yeah, exactly. There's so many good ones in here, but I think that like for the window theme, I think that this one is like really super powerful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, and you, I mean, I could be easily swayed if you had another thought.
Yeah. No, I like it. It was mine. I was kind of oscillating between this one and Eric Pronsky's. With the sunbeams coming in, making the grid on the ground. I like the abstract nature of that. So those two, I was
Yeah.
kind of bouncing back and forth.
Yeah. So many good choices. It's hard to pick a favorite child.
Yeah, no, for sure.
This is TWiP.